This guy did $164,000 in 30 days with TikTok Shop, and he did it using a little known strategy that everyday people just like you are currently using right and now to make hundreds of thousands of dollars. I sat down with Jordan over Zoom to show you step by step how you can get started with TikTok Shop today, and with using the right strategies you can start making thousands of dollars. Because making money with TikTok Shop, it's no crazy secret. It's just little known strategies that people like Jordan are currently using to crush it, right? So in this Zoom call, we're gonna break down exactly how he picked the product that's making him all that money, what marketing strategy he's using to scale so fast in TikTok Shop, and he's also showing us what ad strategy within TikTok he's currently using to explode his sales. Because to have success with TikTok Shop, it's all about finding the right product, using the right marketing strategy, and scaling as fast as possible. So make sure you take out a pen and paper, get ready to take notes, because we're about to go over everything. All right, guys, we have Jordan here from X Factor, straight TikTok Shop boss. He is crushing it with TikTok Shop. I've personally worked with him, and I'm just really happy to have you here, bro. Thank you for giving us some of your time. You know what? Let's dive right to it. Show us those results.
Yeah, let's do it. So TikTok Shop has been so exciting this year. I'm sure you've felt the same way, Dave. For one of the brands that we're managing right now, we've done 86,000 in GMV in the last 7 days, which has been absolutely crazy. And the last 28 days, we're at 164,000 GMV. So those are kind of the results in the past 30 days. We've done a lot of building up to get to this number. And we've also just recently got our shop badge, which is pretty substantial too. So those are results at the moment. And we're looking to, probably double that in December.
All right. So that's $164,000 in the last 28 days. And you're looking to double this month, right?
We're kind of, our projections around $250,000 for December, roughly. Yeah.
$250,000 projection in December. So let's jump in now that you've shown us the numbers. And I'm sure everyone watching this is curious, like, okay, how the hell did you do it? Yeah. So I want to talk about the product itself, because that's problem number one. All right. Like, okay, how is he making that much money? What is he selling? So let's talk about that a little bit.
Product, as you guys who are listening probably already know, is very, very important. And the product that we're selling with this brand, while I can't say specifically what it is, the main thing that I notice on TikTok, because, I've been around on TikTok since 2021 is really we heavily started investing into TikTok. And I've been in e-commerce since 2015. So what I've seen with products specifically different on TikTok Shop is the product that you pick, it has to have some polarizing factor to it. You can't just be selling something that doesn't have a lot of draw with content, because TikTok is so focused on video. And so if you can't demonstrate the product well in the video and you can't portray it well, it's harder to sell. So you can almost make it easier for yourself if the product that you pick is either really eye-catching, it has a wow factor, it's really easy to demonstrate, or it's easy to show the result of using the product in a very short time frame. So those are kind of the big factors that we see between the brands that really struggle to grow on TikTok, even getting going off the ground, because we know that TikTok Shop can be a little bit more difficult in the beginning, just building that initial momentum. But if you have a good product that has those factors, also with the price point too, right? Like you want to be somewhere between that $20 to $40 range roughly, then you're going to set yourself up, giving yourself that competitive advantage. And that's the one big needle move I would say, like low hanging fruit. Pick a product that's easy to show the results of what it can do, whether it's solving a pain point or it's demonstrating how fun or entertaining it can be or how unique it is, right? That has that polarizing factor that will help you like kickstart your sales and scale really well.
Well, I'm actually so happy that you've covered all those points. It's something that I do talk a lot about, especially on this channel on product selection. It's all about the content, like you're saying. So I want to go back to that. So you're saying a product essentially can go viral on social media, right? Yeah. So can we dive a little deeper onto that? Like, okay, so what does that mean? So like something that's that the videos around it can go viral. Does this product solve a problem and it triggers people's pain points, right? So let's talk a little bit more what that means.
So let's go a bit deeper on that. This is good. I like this conversation because really, I think where Dave's going with this and for the audience listening, like this is really focal point that I think Dave and I both have about our methodology methodology behind TikTok Shop and why it works so well. I think that there are two different angles. When we talk about pain points, right, we're typically talking about something that would maybe traditionally solve a pain, right? So like, for example, some form of a massage focused product, right? It kind of solves a pain point for people, like literally, physically. But then you've got the other side of things where people are bored and they want to be able to do something when they're bored or when they've got downtime. A lot of us go to our phones to do that, but what if there was something that you could use that solves the pain point of being bored and being able to do something fun and, you know, change the tone of the day or whatever the case may be, right?
Yes.
I don't know if you've seen this product, Dave, but there's this product going viral right now. It's in the toy category. It has this handle and you press the trigger and it like fires this big string out and it like does this
seen
crazy...
that one. Yes.
Yeah. Like, dude, that toy, it captures your attention. You're already curious. You're like, what is this? You see this part of the video at the very beginning and you're like, wow, like I need to watch the rest of the video. Like, what does this even do? If you spend more time in this phase of it, a lot of it is research. You can play off trends as well, right? Like if something's trending, a product on TikTok, you can use it. You just know that you're going to have more competition there, but you can ride the wave a little bit there. And if you do things better than your competitors, then you can have a competitive advantage to get ahead of them. But finding products that just have that curiosity factor will make your job so much easier. So going back to your initial question to conclude this part of the conversation is when you're looking for a product, when diving deeper into like the product psychology, really don't think about finding a product that you think will work or finding a cool product. Don't just pick a product because you see a bunch of other people selling it. Like really break down psychologically, thinking through these questions. Will this product capture their attention? Is there a curiosity factor? Is there a wow factor? Could I easily make content with this? Or could I get someone I know to make content with it? Is it easy to demonstrate how this product solves a problem for the end user or the customer? Those questions, if you ask yourself those questions as you're going through and doing that product research, you're much more likely to find a product that is a winner rather than kind of making a decision based on like, oh, that product's cool, I want to try it. I think the bane of people who start in selling a product is they pick something that they think is cool themselves and it's like,
yes.
Hell yeah, that's a really cool product, right?
Because I like it. Right? It's like,
yeah, exactly.
Like yes. And sometimes
it can work, but
it might not work. Yeah.
Yeah, it might not work. And you're driven by, you have too much personal interest in it. And while that can provide a bit more motivation to build that business, you're looking at things a little bit jaded. And so when you find a product and you can break down like the data and you can really ask yourself those questions, it will help you make a better educated decision.
I'm so happy that you talked about that. Yeah. So obviously, if you look at the top sellers on TikTok Shop, like the neck massager that you mentioned, I mean, that's so obvious, right? If you look at the videos that have gone viral for that, it's just them saying, hey, are you stressed? Use this to be relaxed. And the content there is talking about people's pain point, which is being stressful. And boom, this product solves this pain point, therefore purchase. Your product, I know a little bit about it. It's in the toy niche, right? Mm-hmm. Obviously, you talked about the pain point it solves is just people being bored. And I'm sure the content has gone viral for your product is people saying that, hey, are you bored? Use this. Right?
Yeah, and target market being, you know, a lot of target market for this brand, because we have lots of brands we manage with different audiences, but this one specifically, a lot of it is targeting mums as well, who need to either get their kids off their phones or they want to have their kids occupied by something, a toy that can kind of engage their minds a little bit, you know? So like we play to that as well.
Yeah, look at that. Genius. Yeah. So think about how you're going to sell the product first on TikTok, what problem it solves, then choose the product, right? Or whatever you're picking. Yeah, great, man. So now we've talked about product selection. Let's talk about how the hell are you getting to 100,000, right? So you're using ads and you are using obviously affiliates. So let's talk to affiliates and how many affiliates are currently pushing your product on TikTok Shop.
Good question. So I think right now, last time I checked, which I actually quite a bit ago, and like the amount of affiliate videos we have, it's close to 3,000. We're pushing a lot of content. Most of those are being run by GMV Max, which I'll talk about here in a second. But I think that your question is a really good one for people who are starting out, because I think that what I've noticed so far being in the TikTok Shop space for the past year, I think it's been out for a little bit longer than a year now, is it can be difficult to kickstart the brand. So we talked about product selection, that being a big factor in helping you gain some momentum. But it's like, how do you get, one of the hardest things for new sellers is when you list and you create a TikTok Shop, you have your products there. You're like, okay, great. I've made my shop. They're waiting around for the sales, twiddling their thumbs, like waiting for sales to come in, right? Like that's not how it works, because you have to think about this from the perspective of who is going to be driving your product. And that's kind of where we loop in affiliates here, right? So think about if you're a content creator and you're looking at a brand that you've just created on TikTok Shop, and they're looking through products on what they want to promote so they can make some money, right? So they get a percentage of sales. And if they come across a product that has 0 sales and 0 reviews, how motivated do you think they're going to be to promote your product? Probably not very much. But if they see a product that's going viral on TikTok and there's tons of other creators and affiliates like them making content, and it's got 4.9 star reviews and it's got 3,000 sales, the psychology of that in itself is going to compel them to want to promote it, because they're like, well, if the person who's making videos on this is just like me and they've made $2,000 last month on this product, then if I do it, then I'm also going to make money, right? So that's a really important concept to understand, because when you're a seller, you're in a position where you're kind of fighting a bit of an uphill battle in the beginning. You have to do a little bit more to get those sales. So let's break down some tactics.
And have it, because you have to get the snowball going first. I'm sure.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
And when the snowball starts, it gets crazy, but you got to get it started, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk some tactics on how to get that snowball moving. First and foremost is you have to reach out to creators individually. You can't just sit there and expect people to just start selling and promoting your products. You have to reach out to them with a few key things. One is you have a very, very high affiliate percentage and commission to incentivize early adopters to use your product and make content on it, where they're like, well, I'm making 10% over here, but if I go with this company or go with this person, I could make 30%. So it provides a bit more incentive for people who might want to take a chance on you. And then 2, one thing that we use is the affiliate center, right? Sending out messages and reaching out to affiliates through open collaborations and target collaborations. So you're trying to find people who've generated GMV in the past, and you're sending them messages saying, hey, here's what the opportunity is. You present, your high affiliate commission, a little bit about your product, maybe an example video of another video that someone's made that you want to reference that's also been successful. And you do that manually. Another thing that you can do, and you have a bit of a limited reach in the beginning, is use a tool like Yuka, EUKA, where you can set up automated outreach through TikTok Shop to reach hundreds, thousands of people a day. And that's the tool that we've found really starts to create momentum. So that would be kind of 2 tactics that I would implement. I would go ahead and, get Yuka going as soon as you can, because that's just going to allow you to send out more messages, because it's about reps in the beginning. It's not about quality. In my eyes, quality is kind of important in your outreach, but it is about putting in the reps. And when you have one of those videos start taking off, lean into it a little bit. Reach back out to the creator, say, hey, really appreciate you making a video. This worked. You can maybe even set up a small retainer with them to make more content, because all you're trying to do is you're just trying to find those 1, 2, 3, 5 creators that are just going to move the needle for you enough. So that's the tactics of the affiliate side, I would say. And that's what I would always start with first. I wouldn't go head first and run any ads.
Okay. So step 1, reach out to affiliates through open collaboration, target collaboration inside your TikTok seller account. And obviously use a bot, outreach bot. I will get on those 2 actually right away. Outreach bots are going to make your life a whole lot easier. You mentioned Yuka. We're adding one on Viralytic as well soon here enough.
Viralytic, yeah, exactly.
So obviously, because if you reach out to, let's say, and don't be discouraged, because I know you reach out to 100 creators and maybe 1 gets back to you, right? Or even more than that. So people, that's something that get started is like, oh my God, I reached out to 5 creators, no one got back to me. I'm like, you're not reaching out enough. That's why like Yuka outreach bots will make your life a whole lot easier, because you're just thousands of people.
And can I add one thing on that, Dave, too? Because I think that's an important point to bring up, because I think people do get discouraged at that step. It's kind of like, if anyone's done sales or cold calling before, it's all about the reps, and even though you send 100 messages and maybe you get 2 replies, don't remind yourself that just because that was the ratio of replies the first time or the second time or the third time, it doesn't mean that that's what it's always going to be like, because it's not. That's not how it happens. It may be the initial phase, but just find the discipline to push through those, rough numbers, because you're putting in a lot of work, but you're not getting a lot of sales. But that's the exact time when you need to keep your head down and focused on that period of time, because once you get through it, it gets easier.
How many sales would you say you started to pick up some steam? How many sales of your product did you really, did the creators start reaching out to you? Because I have a course here on my channel where we teach how to do affiliates, and we tell affiliates, hey, look for products that have sold more than 1,000 times, because they're proven in the market already. So at what point did you see, okay, maybe 300 sales of this product, then people are starting coming to me? Like, what where did
things shift?
I
really think I think it could be a bit lower than this, but I would say when things really start to shift is you've kind of hit that 100 sale mark on a product.
Okay, nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
and you've gotten some reviews, and your reviews, you're above, I would say 4.2, 4.3 minimum.
Okay.
I think that if you got those 4.3 stars and you've got 100 sales under a product, I think you have some social proof, some credibility where people are actually taking notice of what you're selling.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a big turning point.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So 100 sales is not that bad, guys.
Yeah, it's really not.
You can probably just get to that making the content yourself if you guys don't mind making content for your product.
Yep.
You can, but obviously reach out to creators. Do both is what I would recommend, right? To create the content yourself, also reach out to people and so on. Okay, cool. So we talked about affiliates. As far as your community of affiliates, how are you managing that? Are you like creating content within that? How are you? I mean, obviously they're getting a lot of sales. You know, Goalie,
Yeah.
the #1 seller, what they do and what they're doing millions is do little competitions inside. Are you guys doing that at all?
Yeah.
Or
Yeah. So right now, we're actually not doing any competitions. We're managing all our affiliates inside of the Seller Center and through Yuka.
Okay.
A lot of these conversations are happening on both platforms. We're communicating back and forth with creators. That's what we're doing right now. We have talked about doing incentive plans because we know they work. But for us at the moment, this is working well. I think that incentive plans can be good. I just don't have enough data personally to back up doing that because it does cost a bit for the company to do, right?
yeah.
But you can put in small incentive plans as well. Goalie's doing crazy stuff
Yeah.
with their incentive plans.
Yeah.
But, I think this is important to note is a lot of the audience and people watching and learning about TikTok Shop, they think they have to do it, but you don't have to do it to make, 150 plus K a month on Shop. So
But do you guys do plan on doing something like that?
we do plan on doing something like that, integrating into it's honestly been such fast growth momentum through the affiliates that we just have been trying to keep up and keep scaling rather than focus on like building a plan, But I think coming, beginning of 2025, I think that's something we'll probably roll out to our affiliates to just continue to incentivize them to make content for us.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So then now you're doing ads as well. I know
Ads,
that you're, that's how we originally got picked up, TikTok Ads Master. So now you're also running ads for the brand apart from the affiliates. And obviously that's helping grow a lot more. Let's talk a little bit about that, man.
Yeah. So ads the fun part. So we started in TikTok ads back in, I think we really started doing it in like probably 2020, 2021. Before that, it's obviously Meta, Meta and Google were the big platforms for ads, but we kind of made a big pivot with a lot of our focus towards running ads to TikTok Shop products specifically, probably 3 or 4 months ago or so. And since then, it's been kind of crazy. So the strategy for TikTok Shop, and this goes like every brand that we have on TikTok Shop that we're managing, we have slightly different approaches, but the main core fundamentals. So some brands, we're doing obviously a lot smaller GMV than what this store is doing right now. And keep in mind, a lot of these brands, they already have there are a couple actually that just are on TikTok Shop, but there's other brands we have under management are also either on Amazon as well, or they have a Shopify store as well, or an Etsy, right? And they're bringing a TikTok Shop as a sales channel as well. But core fundamentals for ads for these brands is one, we're running ads through the TikTok Ads Manager first. And what we're doing is we're trying to get enough sales. So let me just take one step back just to make sure everyone understands. So when you're running affiliates, that's working in the background, right? You're going to start getting content from those affiliates. You can request permission and get access to that content to run as ads. So you take the content that's being created from these affiliates or the content that you're creating, put it into a TikTok ad campaign. You can run this as a shopping product ad.
Yep.
And your goal is to get somewhere between $750 or $500 to $1,000 in sales there. And you need to also make sure you have about 50 affiliate videos for your product before you move that ad over to the GMV Max campaign. Okay. So the GMV Max campaign, let me kind of make that distinction. TikTok ads are run in the TikTok Ads Manager. Behind the TikTok Shop Seller Center, they had GMV Max inside the Seller Center. In the last month, they've moved it over to TikTok Ads, the Ads Manager now. There's like a tab at the top that says GMV Max. And so the GMV Max should only be used if you have a minimum of 50 creatives and you've already gotten some sales on the product within TikTok Ads Manager on the normal campaigns. That's typically how we would do it. And the GMV Max campaign is similar to kind of like a PMax on Google, where the campaign is more of a bid type platform. So like we had one, I was speaking with a gentleman just the other day about this, and he said that he's like, I got a GMV Max campaign. I got the budget set at $300 a day.
Yeah.
And for the last 7 days, it's only spent $7. And I'm like, how many creators do you have? And he's like, 2.
Yeah.
I'm like, well, that's the reason, you know? So GMV Max has been a huge lever in getting that snowball to move faster.
Okay. So
because what you're doing,
yeah.
What was that?
I'm curious. So GMV Max, why is it that you need 50 creatives? That itself, it just tests 50 ads at once and then just spends more money on the one that performs the best?
Yeah, good question. So I'm trying to explain this as simply as I can because it can get a little complex.
Yeah.
So the GMV Max, the campaign is running the affiliates videos.
Mm-hmm.
So it pulls in all the people who've made videos out on TikTok.
Yeah.
It's pulling in all those videos and then it's pushing it with ad spend.
Okay.
So it's like these videos are already getting organic reach and GMV from other creators. Maybe some of them aren't creating GMV, but you can push ad spend behind them through the GMV Max campaign. And then every new creative that gets made by an affiliate, you can auto have it go inside of the GMV Max, be added to it. So one of the biggest problems, as we know, is with TikTok Shop or with TikTok ads, it fatigues a lot quicker than Meta, right? And Google.
Yeah.
But with the GMV Max,
new creatives.
Yeah, it's on auto. You're just funneling all the affiliate like system you have cranking, and it's just putting more and more creators in the GMV Max, and you just scale the GMV Max. And you can set like a target ROI. So like, for example, like depending on like what your break-even ROAS is, right? You can set it at like 2 or 2.2 or 2.5, and it will only bid based on what ROI you set. So it might spend more if it's lower and spend less if it's higher, but it'll get you a higher return. So I know it's a little complex maybe for the viewers, but it's the GMV Max has become so powerful. Once you get that threshold of 50 creators and you've got like that content being made weekly by affiliates and it's just working, dude, like that's really when you scale. That's like big time. Like if you want to scale fast, that would be the goal, is get to a point where you have GMV Max campaigns running.
All right. So step one, it would be have a creative that has sold more than $1,000 of your product, correct? That was it. Then step two, then if you really want to go GMV, is you got to have already affiliates making videos constantly, over 50 videos that have been proven to get some.
Yeah, I mean, you can run affiliate videos that haven't got any sales because maybe a bit of ad spend might get it a bit more exposure and then generate conversions. But as we know, not every affiliate video is good for sales, you know? Yeah.
Cool. Awesome, man. All right. Well, that's a lot to take in. Thank you so much for all the information.
Yeah. Sorry, I just fire hosed everyone. But hopefully you guys like understand the main concept of like how it's done at a higher level, you know, like that's really like the end goal.
Could we talk about as far as the revenue percentage, how much of it has come from affiliates and how much of it has come from ads? Like at what
this is a good question.
Yeah. At what point did you this is enough from affiliates, let's use it to scale now on ads? when you switch?
So with GMV Max, because you're pushing affiliate videos, there's also commissions tied to that, right? So they're still getting affiliate payouts as well. So there's a little bit of overlap with paid and affiliates, but we're seeing an 80-20 split. So 80% of our revenue is coming through affiliates, 20% is coming through our own efforts and just running ads without affiliates. So it's very, very affiliate driven. If that says anything about the focus that you should have with your TikTok shop, it's really managing those relationships and getting people to make content for you. That's 80% of the sales.
80%. Okay.
80%. Yeah.
All right. So affiliates is a way to do it.
One thing on that too, that includes GMV Max because they're technically affiliate videos, right? But you're putting paid ad spend behind it.
Yes. Yeah. With some spend. Which would make sense. Yeah. Once you have the affiliates making that, hey, all these videos make money, let's spend some money on that to make more.
Yeah,
man,
exactly.
I'm curious to see how your December turns out.
Me too.
Cool, man. Exciting stuff. So for everyone watching, Jordan from X Factor, I'm gonna leave you guys a link for all his socials. He's the man on TikTok ads. And maybe you already have a TikTok brand and you're looking to scale it with ads, he's the man for all that. So thank you so much for your time.
Appreciate you, Dave. Yeah, it's fun being on. I'll be happy to come back next time.
All right.
Well, I hope you guys enjoy the interview. Now, if you're really serious about starting a TikTok shop business and you would like to work with myself and my team and have us help you pick the right product and find the right influencers to scale that product and work with you on ads to help you scale that product to the moon, well, right below this video, there's a link where you can apply to my one-on-one coaching program with TikTok Shop, where we personally work with you one-on-one to make sure you're picking the right product and scaling as fast as possible. If you're really serious about starting this, click the link and apply to my program. We only work with a few people, so yes, you do have to apply. After you apply, you'll be able to book a completely free Zoom call with myself or my team where you can ask us questions. We'll talk about your goals with the business, and we'll talk about how my team and I can personally help you start a successful TikTok shop business. Don't forget to give me a like. It literally costs you nothing, and it helps me so much. And also, do not forget to subscribe to my channel where I upload tips and tricks on e-commerce all the time. All right, guys. Now, if you're brand new to TikTok shop, I actually have a completely free training video that's going to show you everything from A to Z on how you can get started with TikTok shop without any experience, without risking any upfront money, and without having any marketing skills or without having any TikTok followers. So if you would like to see that training, the training starts in 3, 2, 1. There it is. Go ahead and click on the video, and I'll see you on the training.